Hey, what's up? Thank you for kicking it with Shakinia. I've been seeing this little Twitter tweet going on, and I really just wanted to give my thoughts about this, my opinions, what I feel, whether or not I agree with this or not. And I also want to know what you all think about this as well. I want to know what men and women think about this. So stay tuned and see what I have to say.
Hey now, let's take a quick pause real quick. I just want to shout out Self. They have helped me build my credit history, build my credit score, and save money at the same darn time. They do not do a hard pull on your credit, they only do a soft pull, and pretty much everybody is approved, okay? This is a great trade line, a safe one, that's not gonna get you locked up and all that stuff. This is a very safe, legit trade line that you can use. I tell my family, my friends, and my credit repair clients to use this service, and they have all seen great results. So definitely check it out. I did do a video also about it a while back. I will leave the link to that video in the description of this video, and I will also leave the link for Self in the description so you can check it out, get your answers, your questions answered, and so on and so forth. Okay, check it out, see if it's something that you'll be interested in. Choose your plan. You get to choose how much you want to pay and for how long. Choose that, and then let me know how it works out for you. All right. So again, the link to Self is down in the description. And the link to the video that I did about my experience with them is also down in the description.
Okay, guys, we are back, and let me just read what this says real quick. I know you guys can see it, but I'm just going to read it. Y'all bear with me because this is my first voiceover video, and I probably do a lot more, and I'm still learning how to do these things. So, anyway, it says a lot of men have shut down emotionally in their relationship because their woman always replied, you're acting like a B every time he tries to express his feelings. Now, I will have to say that I would say that I'm neutral about this, or is that the right term? Like, I believe that it's true, but it's not true. Like half and half, pretty much. Um, and I'm gonna tell you why. But the first thing I think about is who the heck is these guys dating? Hood boogers, hood shits. Like what? Who are they dating? And I'm gonna say, and I know it sounds crazy, but at the end of the day, this is the same thing that they like to say to women when they choose the wrong baby daddy, and choose certain men that treat them wrong, and so on and so forth. But they don't never take responsibility for who they choose to date. So my thing is you are responsible for who you choose to date. And if you are dating women who are disrespecting you like that, calling you, well, saying that you're acting like a hoe, acting like a bee, they're demasculating you and making you feel like you're weak because you show your emotions, then you need to be trying to cuff women who are emotionally intelligent, women who are women who are mature, and women who have shed their men don't feel mentality. And I'll get into that part in a little bit. But just as men always walk around telling women you should have chose better, I think this is a case where if your woman is saying you act like a bee or a hoe or you're weak, or like I said, demasculating you, then you are choosing the wrong type of women. Okay? So that's that. Let me go ahead and get into some other things that I think, like when it comes from a woman, because I do know that there are women who says things like that. You know what? I'm not gonna even cap. I personally don't know any women who have said that to their men. But I also don't just, be in cahoots with anybody. I don't hang with hood chicks, ghetto bunnies. I don't hang with people like that. But from what I've seen, those are the type of women who really talk like that to their men. Okay. But as far as dismissing your emotions, Let's talk about that, because I know a lot of women actually do that without being disrespectful and without, you know, just not knowing. So the first thing that I want to point out is that some women, and I was one of them, we grew up around um women who made it seem like men doesn't have feelings, or men doesn't hurt. And we've also seen men act so hard and not let their emotions show or whatever have you. So I think that some women, they really just don't know because of the perception that they grew up around. And I'm going to tell y'all my little story real quick and what made me mature up about this same topic. So I was with this guy. It was a long time ago, like over 15 years ago. Well, 15, it was about 15 years ago because I was pregnant with my last son. I was with a great man, okay? And we were still together after this happened. But he came home and he had a rough day or something. He was telling me about his day, but I had an attitude about something concerning him or whatever. And we were laying down facing each other, and he was trying to tell me about his day. And I closed my eyes on him, and he stopped talking, and he didn't move at first. And then when I opened my eyes, I saw a tear fall from his eyes. And I was like, and that was the moment that broke that whole men don't feel, or men don't have emotions, or men that are so hard that you can't hurt them or whatever have you. Because I know that in that moment, I made somebody who I cared about feel like I didn't care about his feelings when that wasn't the case. And he rolled over or whatever have you. But anyways, we made up, and I apologized. And I never from that day forward ever dismissed my guy's feelings or whatever have you. And that wasn't a case of me being dismissive in the moment, but that was the moment where I realized that men do, have have those feelings. So that shed a lot of light for me to mature and be able to not be so dismissive to somebody that I'm in a relationship with when it comes to their feelings and so on and so forth. So that is one thing that is, I think, is genuinely causing some women to respond in a way where they feel like you're weak, or that you're playing around with your feelings or whatever have you. And then there are some people though who like to try to they like to men they like to try to manipulate you sometimes. But that comes, you have to have discernment to know like who's expressing genuine emotion, and who's bullishing you, trying to manipulate you. And so I've always kind of been good at that, but a lot of women aren't. And so some of them can't tell the difference. And like I said, because they were influenced by older women and seeing men being so tough and never seeing them cry, they really have that perception. And it's very understandable that a lot of men feel like they can't, you know, a lot of men feel like they can't be expressive of their feelings. And sometimes, let's be honest. Let's be honest. This meme, or we're gonna call it a meme, but this little tweet or whatever, this tweet meme, let's be honest about the situation. Some men really do have an issue with showing their emotions, not because of the women that they're with, but because of their mothers. Okay, so let's just clear that up. Sometimes it's not even the women that they're with, and they would try to say that, oh, I don't show my emotions because you're gonna say this, and they haven't even tried it because of their mother emotionally damaging them or saying stuff like that to them. So that's a truth about the situation. And I think even as women, we have to understand that some men come from that and have to somewhat create an environment where they know that they can come to us and we can have, we can be their safe space. And I know some women will not agree with me because they like to be rah 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 and just take and not really be what they're asking men to be. Because I know a lot of women who want I think every woman wants their man to be their safe space, especially when it comes to their emotions. They want to feel safe and they want to be able to be vulnerable with their man, but yet they don't know how to create that same environment for their men to come and be vulnerable with them. You know what I'm saying? And I think we have to get to an understanding of where this is coming from, for so the stigma of a man being emotional can die out. So that's my thought about that. Also, another thing I want to point out is that there are some instances where a woman who started demasculating you, making you feel like you're weak, or any woman that you're with that you who don't have that perception from when she was a child and she saw this and she grew up around that, because not all of us had that experience. So any woman that's in that space and they're just being nasty towards you, that's a woman that doesn't respect you. They either don't respect you or they don't love you. And I know a lot of people feel like respect and love is synonymous, and it really isn't. It's not the same thing. Okay. And I know a lot of people will say, well, if you love somebody, you're gonna respect them. Some people don't. No, that's not true. That's a whole nother video, but I would just say that it's not true. So you may be dealing with a woman who just doesn't respect you, but let another man come that who she does respect come and pour out his heart to her and tell her about his day and show his emotion to her. She's going to be right there supporting him, but she won't support you like that. So it's not, sometimes it's not that she thinks that men are weak. She just thinks that you are weak. And so you have, and that goes back to knowing who you're dating and choosing better. So, so that's pretty much it. That's my thoughts on it. I think I covered all of my thoughts about it. So, yeah, I think I did. I went over everything. But I also would say this too. Some of you also set the tone for the type of relationships that y'all have with these women. And because you are rah, 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 she's reflecting your energy back to you. So if you're acting all hardcore and all of that, she's going to give that back to you. And she's not going to, when you are wanting to be emotional, she's not going to be there to support you like that. And those are also the women where you may hear BA this and BA that, you weak and blah, 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 because, like, when you show your emotions, because that's the environment that you have created with that woman. That's the atmosphere. That's the that's y'all thing. Y'all call each other all kinds of names out of your names, not enduring names, but like very disrespectful names. And sometimes you be like, oh, she loves me or she respect me. Sometimes she may be scared of you and not really respect you. But anyways, that's another topic too. But if you, on a regular basis, if she's calling you out your name, she doesn't respect you. If he's and if you're calling her out of her name, you don't respect her. So you don't even have a respectful relationship, so to speak. So you really have to think about all these things and why emotional men is a stigma and why women react the way that they react. Because like I said, I don't know any woman that just pop off and be like, oh, you acting like a B. There's I don't know personally, but I know that there are women who does that, who will, they'll get mad with you because you're being emotional. So yeah, you just have to Dodge those type of women. If you are one of those men who aren't on that bullish, just start dodging those women. Start dodging those women for real, because they're going to basically tear you down, and they're no good. You should be able, just like women should be able to feel safe to be vulnerable with their man should be feel safe and safe to be vulnerable with their woman or with them. So yeah, like I said, that's my take on it. I would love, my mouth's trying to say two different words at one time. I would love to hear your thoughts about this. Let me know if you also, if you're a woman, let me know if you grew up around women who basically put that perception out there, or around men who were so hard that you felt like they couldn't be hurt, like emotionally. Just let me know that, or those thoughts, or your personal thoughts about, this statement that he made. Do you agree with him? Do you not agree with him? Why or why not? Also, don't forget to like this video. I forgot to say it earlier, but don't forget to like and subscribe to my YouTube channel.